Hey, how's it going? I am your host, Voth. I am the HydroVoth. And I seen this video the other day, right? Internet Versus. And I want to give my reaction to it, although it's 2 days late, I think. 2 days late, yeah, 2 days ago, right here. Um, Basically, I just want to ask, why is it always, you know, these people that keep making the same jokes like this? You know what I mean? I'm gonna put the video on like yeah, right here, half speed right here, and I just want to follow through. So see.
Over the weekend, Halloween was celebrated by many, with tons of costumes and posts going viral for various
By the way, this yeah, this right here, uh cuckold, definitely, definitely. Just that's all I'm gonna say about that.
reasons. But one YouTuber stood out among many, even going trending on Twitter when Bowblax posted about the Halloween candy he was going to be giving out
This right here, the candy I'm giving out for Halloween this year, and at first, I had no idea what this even was. I mean, I'm not. I mean, like pills or some shit. Some shit. I have no idea. Um, Apparently it's was it estrogen. I think it is. Not estrogen. I mean, like some kind of like a hormone thing. Like I have no idea. But I don't even care what it is. All right. You know that trick or treating is mainly done for children, right? Why do these people, of that flag, the people of that flag, why do they always talk about children? Why do they always target children? Is like am I crazy for saying that? There's so much of this. This is so much. I'm not joking. This, I wish this would be like in a vacuum. No, no, there is so much of this.
year. That candy, of course, being estrogen pills. Immediately, this upset some parts
Estrogen pills, yeah.
to the internet, like libs of TikTok who tagged the FBI asking if they've seen Bowblax's posts. But some others came to Bowblax's defense, arguing that, of course, it's just an edgy joke, and there's no reason to get so upset by it. Even with that, people argued that it being a joke isn't good enough, and rather that's just to mask Bowblax's secret intentions. Welcome to the internet versus Bowblax's Halloween candy. It starts when Bowblax tweets out this picture with a caption, "The candy I'm giving out for Halloween this year," and he attaches this picture of himself holding a little glass bowl with pills in it. Barnabas replies, "I don't know what that is," and Bowblax says, "They're blue Skittles." Gay Zone inhabitant replies, "I love how just offhand hygiene alone, you know they're trans." And Bowblax says, "Went out to a Halloween party in costume. I know that's unrelatable to you since you stay at home every Halloween." And Gay Zone replies, "You bring your HRT to costume parties?" D All In says, "Okay, we definitely need Hitler 2.0. And Bowblax replies, "Estrogen jokes, no. Holocaust jokes, yes." And D All In says, "I'm not joking." The way Shirt Dude replies to Bowblax by saying, "You realize how much damage you're doing to your own community by making these jokes?" Scary Scarab replies to Josh, "Found another P joking about grooming children." Smithy
That's the thing, exactly, exactly, dude. It's just they always have to go for the children. I mean, like, it's one thing if it was like an entire group of people, and like all like adults, right? Say that trick or treating was done for just adults, right? Fine, I'd say fine, whatever. Obviously, you are old enough to do whatever you want. I disagree with it, but fine, fine. But no, it's again, it's the children. Why is it always the children? You know what I mean? Like, dude, you have to admit there's a really strong case for this now. Okay, a really strong case. I mean, if you go on Twitter, you'll see a lot of this stuff. Okay, and I imagine it's even worse on Blue Sky.
the dog apparently says, "Bro, how are people taking this seriously? They'd fall for a stick and box trap." And transgender cult replies, "Trans humor be like, what if I have drugs to
Exactly. Trans would be like, what if I have drugs to kids? Wait, what if I have drugs to kids? I guess gave. What if I gave drugs? Yeah, but like, I'm looking like that is their mentality. There's so much of this. Why? Why?
kids. Mocha says, people don't know what a joke is, and it shows. Kackerson quote tweets Bowblax.
I'm so tired of people doing that. I know I keep pausing the video, but oh my god, it's like here's a stupid joke. You know this stupid joke that everyone talks about. Yeah, everyone says the punchline is like barely even the punchline, but there you go. Here's a stupid joke. Are you not laughing? Pfft, you must not know what a joke is. Pfft, come on, guys. Come on, guys. It's a joke, obviously, right? You know, you know this joke that you've heard 1,000 times already. What? You're not laughing, bro? You have no idea what the joke is, bro. Come on.
By saying, this is the second trans person making this joke.
Thank
this
you.
style becoming a joke can become a peek into your own fantasy.
Thank
She
you.
replies to this picture in the caption, don't forget to check y'all's kids' candy bags this Halloween. I found this last year in my little brother's lollipop, shaking my head.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny. Okay. The joke is the knife can't fit in the lollipop. Yeah, I know, but because it's like so over the top, it's funny. I think that's funny. All right.
And it's a lollipop being opened with a giant knife inside of it. And Keck replies, I've seen 4 trans people make this joke. At some point, it stops
Exactly.
being weird when a group of people like groom kids into their ideology all start repeating the joke.
But you see, like people also understand this stuff, okay? But, people always think like, oh, come on, you only made that one joke. Well, yeah, but he's part of that demographic, and that demographic, for some reason, loves to only go after children. The same way a liberal thinks that, like, all conservatives are racist, right? So imagine this. I'm more of a conservative-minded individual. Imagine I always made a joke at the expense of black people, all the time. And every time I made a joke, it was at the expense of that demographic. Over and 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 over again. Now you'll say, oh, I mean, he only made that joke one time at this juncture. But you realize that, well, according to a liberal, oh, they make jokes like that all the time. He's part of that demographic that makes that joke all the time. Obviously, they don't. They're okay. Conservatives are basically okay with all racial jokes. They don't care, okay, because they're not snowflakes. But according to a liberal, oh, if he says that, he must be racist. Must be racist, right? They would not offer the same level of charitability to you if you were a conservative. But because this person's of that flag, oh, it means nothing. Come on, guys. Like all of a sudden, the left wing is pro comedy now, right? All of a sudden, they care about free speech and comedy, right? Of course. You know what I mean? And the Trojan horse here being that it has to be at the expense of children. All the time.
Joke. And Shira replies, you want them dead by your ideology alone. Shut the fuck up. Dromler then tweets out this post by Bowblax along with this picture and captions it by saying, transgender YouTuber Bowblax caught joking about giving hormones out for Halloween candy. Indemian replies, why is it always kids?
Exactly.
Dr. Fox Oculi says, I don't think it's a joke. I think he's being completely serious. Meme Bastard says, caught. Bowblax tweeted it out. Mob quote tweets Dromler and highlights the section of the tweet saying caught joking. Ethan Skinner replies, no, still not cool. You can't joke about putting stuff like prescription medication in with Halloween candy on camera and not expect people to be mad.
And yeah, and like, I kind of agree with this right here. I kind of agree with this stuff because it's one of those things where you're joking about something that, first off, it only goes after children, okay? Because mainly children. Of course, there are some adults that may trick or treat, but the thing is, it's one of those things where, like, if you do it, it's a sneaky thing. It's a very sneaky thing. So because it's so sneaky, people get extremely defensive about it, which I actually agree. It's like, imagine, oh, I'm gonna give you a Kit Kat bar or Hershey bar, but it has something in it, okay? Like I tamper with it a little bit, right? If I joked about that, you have every single right to be extremely hostile towards me. Okay? Extremely hostile. And I would say that is amplified tenfold when it's towards your children. You know what I mean? Because it's so sneaky. It's so sneaky. Now, of course, you could make the argument, oh, well, Bowblax, Josh was only, doing that whole thing with, you know, uh, the whole pills on Twitter. Well, X, I mean, wherever he posted it, right? Yeah, you could say that, but it's one of those things. Again, you're going after children. Even if you made a joke about it, sure, maybe it was a joke, maybe it was. But first off, you have to take into account the fact that number one, it is mainly on children, and number two, how many times are you going to make that joke? Maybe not you, but your demographic keeps making that joke, right? I mean, how many times? I mean, if it was funny, it would be funny the first 100 times. I think after that point, it's like, okay, could you get new shtick? Could you, could you, could you try something better?
with you. No. And Mom replies, I put razor blade in everyone's candy on Halloween. They will eat blade. And Foot Tickler replies, dude, how could you say this? Halloween ruined. I will not let my kids go out for trick-or-treating this year. President Azen replies, so if I made a joke about restarting the KKK? Red Knight Evil says, if a grown man jokes about drugging children, it's no longer a joke. And Opad says, I just drugged children. And Red Knight replies, I don't know what's your intention behind such words, but I hope you and all 18 generations of your ancestors' souls rot and experience every form of tortures deep in 18 levels of hell and never get a chance to be reincarnated into this world. And Jake Gordon replies, fucking snowflake.
What is wrong with that guy?
Holy shit. Solely enough quote tweets the post by saying, trans people know that they're making trans people look bad when they make these posts as jokes. They do it anyway. That's because they aren't joking. They really are coming for your children. These posts aren't jokes.
And that's what I would say. Like, again, say the same exact thing, right? But it's not right wing, not left wing. Just some guy. Say like your neighbor, so someone you just met, right? And he keeps making a joke at like someone's expense. Like, say again, black people, say Asian people, right? Over and over and over and over again. Okay, and every joke he comes at tomorrow, he comes back with a new joke, Asian people. Next day he comes back with another joke. It's only going after what, like, you would think, bro. Do you have something against Asian people? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would think. And because he keeps doing it and basically making these people a laughing stock, you would think, oh, he probably has some racial or some prejudice against Asian people, right? That would be like your immediate conclusion, or at least I would think that. I would think, oh well, okay, he must not like that group of people. Fine. But then you have these people, like, they only go after children. It's like, because they keep talking about children over and over and over and over again. It makes you think, maybe the first guy was joking, maybe even the second guy. And I would wager, probably not, but maybe even the third guy was joking. But if the fourth transgender was talking about coming after your children, how charitable can you be? Right? How charitable can you be? And me, like, I'm trying to be reasonable. It's like, you have to admit, I keep saying this. All right, this is it a joke? Is it a joke?
Their threats. And local war chief replies, they aren't joking and they crave negative attention. It justifies the persecution complex. Notice how little to none of them openly rebuke this stuff despite the bad optic it clearly generates.
Yeah.
They're their own worst enemies. Tyler says, they actually get off on upsetting you. Your terror excites them because they're possessed. And Evasive replies, guy who thinks trolling is demonic. And Tyler says, if you think threatening the livelihood of children is trolling, you are too online and need a life. And Evasive says, it's not a threat, it's a joke, retard. Alexis quote tweets Drama Alert by saying, I am bald as a marble and slow in the mind. If you look to my past, a slur you shall find. Who am I? Big Bungie quote tweets Drama Alert by saying, why are his hands covered in filth? And Lexinator says, this dude barely showers. Do you think he washes his hands? Vale says, Bowblax's downfall has been a sight to behold. Over on Reddit, VV197 puts on the people who give a shit subreddit, Cox joking and quotes with the Drama Alert tweets, and Information Leak replies, don't you need to take hormones like regularly for them to actually do anything? And Legitimate Life says, me turning into the buffest.
Okay, wow. I guess that justifies him drugging children. Well, in his defense, Your Honor, all right, the drugs don't really kick in until you take them regularly, Your Honor. It's like, what is that supposed? How did that is a certifiable Reddit moment right there. 2.2K. Don't you need to take hormones like regularly for them to actually do something? What is that supposed to mean? It's like, wait a second, there was no victim in him drugging children because you have to keep on taking it. You have to keep on taking it, guys. Really? Oh my god.
Harry is the most muscular 7'1" beast after taking one single testosterone pill. And Fluffy Underman replies, testosterone pills don't even exist because they aren't absorbed well through the digestive tract, so it would literally do all.
Oh my god, dude. And you know what, bro? You know what? Let's just say, fine. All of you are right. All of you are right. Okay. Does that fucking justify him drugging children? I mean, I think they're completely missing the point here, and that's kind of scary. What? Fine. Oh, bro, you need to take an entire fucking year's worth of it and just fucking go out. I can't even say the words. Okay, just fucking waterboard yourself with it. Consume all the entire fucking bottle if you can, right? Oh, okay. But in order for it to take any effect, you gotta take the entire fucking bottle. Okay, what difference does it make? If he's lacing candy with it, isn't that by itself bad? Are you deliberately missing the point?
Almost nothing. Tree Shrapnel says, so-called dark humor fans when the joke isn't racism. And Valen replies, I mean, it's in the name. What will we make fun of if it isn't dark people? Oh wait, I still
Because, dude, the dark humor in question could be followed by an actual action. And a child is not going to understand. Alright? It's like, imagine a teacher of a school making jokes about mass shootings and stuff like that. Don't you think you're in a position where you shouldn't be saying that? Right? Or imagine the lunch lady of a school talking about poisoning her lunch and poisoning the entire school of children. Again, you're in a position where it could hurt people. The same way, if a child goes up to your door to trick or treat, you are in a position to actually hurt them if you lace it with drugs. Again, what are you missing here? How are you not understanding this? I mean, again, like, these people are, like, deliberately missing the point.
got another 100 of sensitive things. And Molly Mouse says, are edgy jokes? Nah. They're edgy jokes, yes. Ian Miles Chong tweets out, this a trans YouTuber named Bowblax, a real name Josh Christians, says he's going to give out sex change hormones as candy to children this Halloween. Shouldn't he be arrested for this? And Ethan Ralph replies, yes. Paula says, life in prison. This is beyond forgiveness. And Bowblax replies, anti-free speech American? Medicare quote tweets Ian Miles Chong by saying, when reached for comment, he stated that this was Nick DiOrio's fault for not paying his rent. And Nick replies by laughing. Bowblax quote tweets Ian Miles
that's an old beef they had.
By saying, this was definitely the best way to announce I'm taking estrogen now. Spooking the right-wing grifters for Halloween with a painfully obvious joke. And Kat Spurgers replies,
Dude, it's so painfully obvious, bro. Painfully obvious joke. I was in pain because how obvious it was. Oh, ow, my joints. Oh, it's so obvious how obvious it was. It's so obvious how obvious it actually was. Idiot.
you don't need to be so performative. Right now, you are embarrassing yourself and making an entire community look bad to own the chuds. Posting that you are going to hand out pills to kids is not funny. It is concerning, and you should be ashamed. Libs of TikTok quote tweets Ian Miles Strong by saying, hi, FBI. Did you see this? And Smaggledaggle quote tweets her by saying, FBI can't do shit because he's Canadian, you absolute dolt. Why don't you talk about an actual predator, like Epstein? Evan Loveworks tweets out of this a screenshot of Libs of TikTok, along with another poster named Gwen, who attached this picture of Kit Kats and pills, captioning it, just finished preparing my laced estrogen candy for a...
Wow, look, again, same flag, okay? Just finished preparing my laced estrogen candy for all the boys and girls this Halloween. Wow! Wow, and you didn't have to look too far. Looks like the same, I mean, is that the same pills? These look oval shaped and those look rounded. I could be wrong, actually, I don't know. But, yeah, isn't that weird? You didn't have to look too far, huh?
For all the boys and girls this Halloween, and Evan captions these photos by saying, major tenets of conservatism is believing jokes are real and getting scared.
You know, it is stuff like that, that just like really hammers home that these people are just mentally ill, just completely mentally ill. Okay, I mean, like actually, not just ignorant and not just stupid, because even a stupid person can learn. No, these people are impotent, incompetent, and incapable. Incapable. Okay? Because even a monkey on the evolutionary chart will turn to man. Okay? These people are just stunted all around. Again, you see these people are making the same exact joke. It wasn't funny when Josh said it. It's not going to be funny when Gwen says it. Okay? Now, of course, you'll say, oh, well, humor is subjective. I get it. You're not wrong about that. However, these jokes are harmful because you don't know. You don't know. That's the thing. You'll never know. I mean, a major tenet of conservatism is believing jokes are real and getting scared. Now imagine saying, I'm gonna lace my shit, candy with drugs, right? And because I know you're liberal, I'm conservative, right? Would you trust my candy? I'm sure you wouldn't. And if I made jokes like this, damn straight you shouldn't fucking trust me. You should skip my house altogether. In fact, skip my house anyway. It's fucking annoying. I'd rather just buy my candy at Halloween. I don't trust you motherfuckers. Get the fuck out of here, man. But still, I mean, you know, like, would you believe me if I told you I'm also drugging my candy? All right, and say we're on like totally opposite sides of the political aisle. Would you trust me? No, of course you fucking wouldn't. Why the hell would you? I wouldn't trust you either. The feeling's mutual.
Of conservatism is believing jokes are real.
As a matter of fact, come to think of it, you know, trick-or-treating is fucking risque nowadays. I mean, it really, really is. Come to think of it, I mean, I wouldn't, I wouldn't trust anyone anymore. I mean, I really got old and jaded. I really, really did. I wouldn't trust anyone anymore, man. Come to think of it. Man, it's even hard to volunteer at the church sometimes. Like the church would have like these they like leave like lemonade out. They got a little dispenser, a little spigot thing you fill it up, and they keep the drinks out in the open. I'm thinking, I don't want to drink that. Again, I'm like my head's always on a swivel, always. I don't want to drink that. Probably someone just fucking played beer pong with it with fucking roofies and shit. But I'm thinking, oh well, it's a church. I don't think they would do that. But then again, I don't want to make myself vulnerable and actually think that way. You know? Yeah, motherfucker. I'm going to a room and I'm counting how many doors there are. Okay, I'm counting how many exits there are. Yeah, I don't play that. I don't trust anyone anymore. Anyway, I'm going on a rant up here. Anyway, let's continue.
And getting scared. Drama Alert also screenshots libs of TikTok posts and captions it by saying the FBI is being tagged after Bowblax's latest tweet. And Nick Diori replies, Bowblax should be deported. He doesn't belong living in America. And
the joke about that is that he lives in Canada. Yeah, he's Canadian.
Bowblax himself quotes Drama Alert by saying, I'm Canadian. And Retard Finder says, you're also severely retarded. Bowblax replies, only retards run gimmick accounts because they're too retarded to have a personality of their own. And Retard Finder says, your entire life is a gimmick. Bowblax says, congrats on coming out. Attaching this other tweet he made saying, I think this guy wants to fuck the vice president. And multiple tweets of Retard Finder saying, not a retard to JD Vance and his Halloween costume. Negative Lloyd Braun replies with this picture of Bowblax and captions it by saying, this is straight up scary. And Bowblax replies, happy Halloween. And Billy Talawagger says, the one day of the year you can pass for normal in your costume. Zero says, as a trans person, I thought the joke was funny. Hang in there, my friend. And Bowblax says, hell yeah. Slander2 says, YouTube being since 2011 and only 3K subs, lamau. Put the fries in the bag, little bro. You just made that post for attention. And Bowblax replies, bro so dumb he can't read numbers properly, attaching this picture of his subscriber count on his main channel. And Slick Willy Slice replies, and that's besides being a complete piece of shit person in general, attaching the internet anarchist video on the most embarrassing downfall in YouTube history about Bowblax. Over on Conservative Youth, No Importa 24 also puts Ian Miles Chung tweets with a caption, be careful out there. And Heroic Cheese says, that is disgusting. What a weirdo. I mean, I disagree with trans people, not my thing, but you do you. But don't spread it on Halloween. Powerful Touch says, what the fuck? He needs to be reported to his local police station, dog. He's giving drugs to kids. Dragon D says, Americans vote and demand for reopening of nut houses. It's the only place where they belong. Not a newbie says, pretty sure he's joking really. There. Also, I didn't know that Bowblax was still alive. Good for him. And Lovebirds for Fun says, rage baits, don't engage. And Nightbuzzard replies, giving away expensive, difficult to get meds, definitely a joke. Scared Image says, this twat blocked me on Twitter. I have less than 20 followers and I've never interacted with any of his posts before. Just goes to show how base my takes are. And he got a big Bungie ban off YouTube. I'll never forgive him for that. Bowblax also tweets out, fuck trick or treating, it's a trick or transition now. And King Kodak replies, your 5 minutes are up, bro. Nobody cares anymore. And
you see, he has like double down too. Trick or transit. Wow, bro.
Bowblax says, you care. Bowblax then quote tweets his original post with the pills and then now does it again with razors and says, due to the backlash, I will now be giving out this as Halloween candy instead. And Hazel Appleyard replies, only a man would find this funny. Jesse Joe Jameson says, why don't you use them to shave your face instead? Dakota says, people are so mad over this. 0 Hour tweets out this picture of Bowblax in the caption, this is the guy trying to play video games with your 8-year-old on Roblox. And Fenton Elder replies, imagine what you'd find in this dude's bathroom. Gunter Edelman says, sick fucks. Alder NN replies, he's not trying, he is. He has probably made hundreds of servers with kid-flavored titles and themes. Parents have to monitor what their children do online for more than one reason. But this monstrosity is near the top of the list for reasons why they have to. And Bowblax quoted him by saying, bro literally spawned this shit out of thin air. Has to be projection. Which isn't surprising since he voted for Jeffrey Epstein's best friend to be his leader. Haru quoted 0 Hour by saying, remember when Bowblax was calling people
typical left-winger? Oh boy.
peas over anime girls? Derek Evans tweets out the situation with the caption, wow, what a disgusting piece of shit. Bowblax, a trans YouTuber whose real name is Josh Christians, says he's going to give sex change hormones to children while pretending it's candy this Halloween. Make this psycho famous. And Bowblax replies, here's my YouTube channel. Sub with notifications on to help make me famous. And Privateer replies, you are going to jail, you weird motherfucker. And Bowblax says, maybe I can get tips from Derek on what prison is like. And Privateer says, you'd be in solitary. You'd be a victim. Shout out to our tier 3 members, Internet Representatives, Kiko Salsal, Codus Bandito, and Captain Crash Out. Thank you guys so much for the support.
Oh man. Let me go back. Where's that thing right there?
People peas over anime girl.
Remember was calling people yeah, this is funny too because like people were defending like lollies and lolicons and Shoda and Shodacons and stuff like that. It's like there are people that you see. You know, it's one thing if you like anime, right? I'm gonna size up something else really fast. It's one thing if you like anime, I get it. You know what I mean? It's really beautiful art style, and it could be really, really pretty if you like detail it and shade it correctly. So some artists are really above and beyond. But then like there's the people out there that will deliberately, I mean like go out of their way to look up like little boys and little girls in the anime form. And I sit there and think to myself, okay, like what could possibly compel you to search that? It's like, oh, I don't like this beautiful picture, this gorgeous anime, a woman wearing this cool armor and stuff like that. No, I only like it when it's a little boy. I only like it when it's a little girl. It's like, wait. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? And people will say, it's just the art style. I'm more like, well, if you like the art style, then you would like it if it was a vast landscape, or a portrait of I don't know, a picture of a dog. Again, anime style, or a picture of some dude, smoking a cigarette, anime style. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you like the style, then you would like it all, right? But no, I only like it when it's of little girls, bro. I like lollies. Like, okay, you cannot convince me it's not something sexual. You cannot convince me. Okay, but that's all I'm gonna say on that. I'm just, jumping to something else. I feel like ranting, I guess, But anyway, yeah. But back to Bowblax. Yeah, why? What's the deal with that? Why? I don't get it. I don't see the appeal, bro. I just don't. Whatever, I'm just... I said my piece. Voth out! I sound so stupid now. Jesus Christ.